Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Simple Learning Tips. So in today's video we'll be discussing about occupational health, safety and industrial hygiene. So first, without much further ado, let's move on to this topic, that is I've given a small introduction like what is occupational health and safety. Okay, so here it refers to policy, procedures, systems put in place. Basically, in simple term, if I have to explain what is occupational health and safety, it means making sure that employees, they do not get hurt or fall sick or face danger at work. Okay, that they should not have any kind of harmful effect while they are working in an organization. Now, what are the objectives? Again, you have to prevent accidents, any kind of accidents, and you have to take care of the physical and mental health of employees, and also whatever government laws are there, safety laws that you have to follow. And basically you have to build an organization culture where there is safety, trust and care. Now let's just move on to next topic, that is key elements of occupational health safety. See, if you have any doubt, please mention in the comment box, because all these things I'm explaining it in very normal terms, like common terms. Okay, but still if you want any technical terms or if you want to go in depth, please let me know in the comment section below. So let me just explain what are the key elements of occupational health safety. First is risk identification. So it means that you have to spot unsafe working conditions. You have to identify the unsafe working conditions. And what could be that? That is like wet, if there are wet floors. Okay, you have to put the board that it is a wet area, like that. Like a yellow board kind of thing. Then if there are sharp tools, you have to take care of that. Or if there are any fire risk while working, again you have to identify this risk. Now what are the preventive measures that you can take? You have to install safety signs. Like I said, if there is a wet floor, you have to keep that board, or so you have to mention like caution wet floor. And if there is a glass door, okay, people will get hit, so you have to stick. If the glass is very clean, then you have to just put a sticker on it saying that the glass area is there, something like that. Okay, like alarms could be put in case of any kind of safety. Your emergency exits, first aid kits, everything should be there. These are the preventive measures. Now next, what you can do is you can give proper training and awareness to the employees. Okay, like teaching, you can teach employees how to protect themselves and how to use those safety equipments. For example, a fire drill could be conducted, or you could teach them how to use the fire extinguisher. Okay, so these are some preventive measures. Now next, reporting system, that is they have to maintain a system to report accidents. Unfortunately, if any accident happens, it should be reported properly, or if any kind of unsafe situation is there, immediately it should be reported. It's not that employees are scared to report it, or they forgot to report these kind of situations. Health monitoring, you have to if you're working in a factory, if any employee is working, or if you own a particular industry or any kind of factories, you have to ensure regular health checkups and wellness programs for the employees. Okay, now if I have to give some example, real life example of occupational health safety, if any kind of in any kind of MNCs or any kind of BPO centers, where basically in any office, the ergonomic chairs should be provided, and there should be proper lighting so that their eyes don't get strained, and also mental health support can be provided, counseling or anything like that. And now if it is in a factory, you employers can provide as an HR. Okay, as an HR, the department can provide, or even they can take measures to provide helmets, gloves, machine safety signs, and any kind of emergency cutoff, so that these workers are not getting any kind of injuries. And if it is a hospital, okay, provide them proper gloves, hand sanitizers, any proper needle disposal units should be there. Okay, and emergency drills should be conducted on a regular basis, and it should not be taken lightly. And if it is a construction site, safety harness can be provided, helmets to be provided, scaffolding inspections should be conducted, and daily tool checks should be done. So these are all various things that you can implement this occupational health safety in a regular basis. Now, what are the responsibilities of HR in OHS? So they have to update the safety policies and conduct safety drills, like I said, fire drills or any kind of other occupational hazards drill. And they have to maintain records, and you have to identify, and the as an HR, they have to identify the pattern, that if there is a pattern, and they need to rectify it if the pattern of incidents are similar. Then ensure availability of personal protection equipment. Also, you can also ensure that if employees are covered in proper insurance, proper accidental insurance are being covered for employees. And also HR should work with a safety officer, or a committee should be formed for regular inspections. Now next, let's move on to industrial hygiene. Now, what is industrial hygiene? Again, I have given a very basic definition. Now, don't get confused with this definition. I'll explain in very simple term. Basically, industrial hygiene means finding out the invisible dangers. Okay, finding out the invisible danger in a particular factory or in a particular workplace, like your air pollution, okay, chemical fumes, noise, bad lighting, okay, and you have to fix them before they harm the employee. So basically, you are identifying the harmful or any kind of danger in the workplace. Now, what are the main focus of industrial hygiene? First is your chemical hazards. Chemical hazards include your paint fumes, okay, chemical fumes, any kind of lab chemicals, okay, cleaning agents. Some cleaning agents, they will have this harmful fumes coming from them. So these are some kind of chemical hazards that you could identify, and you can protect your employees from that. Now, physical hazard include loud machinery and extreme temperature. Okay, you can monitor it and avoid any kind of mishappenings there. Biological hazards, like if somebody is working in some kind of area where there is a lot of water, or if it is a wet area, or where humidifier is not there, then the chances of mold, bacteria and viruses can happen. Even in a healthcare sector, in your hospital, a lot of biological hazards can happen, so measures has to be taken to prevent that. Ergonomic hazards, like this can happen in any kind of IT industry, or any kind of office where there is repetitive motion, and your posture is wrong, poor posture, and there is heavy lifting. Next, your air quality, like dust, carbon monoxide, poor ventilation can be there. Okay, so these are the various areas of industrial hygiene. Now, if I have to give example, dust in warehouse. If you find dust in warehouse, what you should do as an HR? You have to install air filters and provide face masks to the employees. Now, if there are loud machinery in factory, okay, so what you could do is that is a kind of physical hazard. So as an HR, you can provide them earplugs, or some kind of soundproof enclosure, so that it is not affecting their hearing ability. And if there is a strong chemical fumes, like your chemical hazards, try to ensure that proper ventilation are given to the employees, and fume hoods are given to the employees, and safety trainings are given to the employees. Now, if there is some kind of dim lighting in storage, what you could do as an HR? Replace with bright light. Okay, energy efficient lighting could be provided. So these are the things that you could work as a work in industrial, to maintain industrial hygiene as an HR. Now, again, HR role in what is the role of HR in industry, maintaining industrial hygiene? So you work with environment officers, and you can conduct regular hazard, any kind of assessments, and try to educate, give training to the employees to handle that materials, and protective equipment should be provided. And also always ensure compliance, that safety regulations are being followed rigorously, religiously. Okay, now before moving on to the key laws related to occupational health safety and industrial hygiene, I just want to just give you an idea why we are talking about occupational health hazard and industrial hygiene matter in HR, okay, related to HR. How is it beneficial for employees? It will keep them safe, healthy and stress free, and it will reduce the risk of accidents and any kind of chronic illness, even disability. Okay, It increases job satisfaction and also creates a trust in the employer. Now, for employers, what is the benefit of this? It improves the productivity and efficiency of the employees, and therefore it will reduce absenteeism, and they can save money on medical expenses, and it build a positive company image. And also, because there are a lot of government regulations are there, they can avoid fines and any legal issues. Okay. Now, let's move on to the key laws in India related to occupational health and safety and industrial hygiene. In Factories Act, you have the provision to ensure safety, health and welfare of workers in factories. So what are these provisions? Cleanliness, ventilation and lighting in workplaces. Okay. Now these are the provisions that are there in Factories Act 1948. Safety measures for machinery and hazardous processes, working hours, proper rest intervals and overtime limits are there. Then first aid facilities should be provided and emergency access should be available, and also a safety officer should be appointed in a factory where there are more than 1,000 employees. Okay, it is a very important point, and a lot of times people get confused with 500,000. It is 1,000 workers. If there are more than 1,000 workers in a factory, safety officer should be appointed. Now, medical examination for workers exposed to any kind of hazard substances should be conducted. If I have to give example for like in a chemical manufacturing unit, okay, they must provide gloves, any kind of goggles, and and regular health checkup should be provided under this act. Now next one is Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code 2020. This is a recent law. Now this consolidates and replaces old labor laws, including the Factories Act, for better coverage and updated standards, safety standards. Okay. Now this is applicable to all establishments with 10 or more workers, and it mandates that proper health and safety audits should be conducted, and also there are specific duties of employers that they should provide a safe working environment, and immediate reporting of accidents, injuries or death are mandatory, and then safety special provision for women, contract workers and workers in dangerous occupations should also be provided. For example, in an IT company, okay, if there are more than 10 employees, there must be provided with ergonomic chairs, and clean toilets should be there, proper lighting should be there, fire safety measures should also be there. See, if these things are not followed, then definitely they will be fined for that. Okay. The Mine Act 1952. Now, what is the purpose of this act? It protects workers employed in mines and underground operation. Of course, the name suggests it is being formed to protect the workers in mine and underground operations. Now, what are the key provisions in this law, in this act? It is regular inspection of mines should be conducted, ventilation systems and dust suppression should be provided, and also the use of protective gear and oxygen supply should also be there, and the working hours should be limited, and there should be shift duration. Okay. A simple example if I want to give is that workers in coal mines, they must wear helmets and breathing mask, and they should have access to emergency evacuation procedure. Okay. Next one is your Building and Other Construction Workers Act 1996. The purpose of this act is to regulate safety and welfare of construction workers. Okay. Key provisions provided in this act are mandatory safety training for workers, and they should be provided with helmets, gloves, harnesses and boots. Welfare benefits like health checkups, canteens, creches and toilets should also be provided at construction sites. And for example, builders must ensure that scaffolding is safe, and workers, they use harnesses while working at height. Okay. Next one, Indian Boilers Act 1923. The provision in this act is, the purpose of this act is to ensure the safety in the operation of industrial boilers. Okay. Now the key provision in this is certification and inspection of boilers. It should not be old, and the warranty period and everything. Then use of safety valves and pressure gauges, it should be checked properly, and regular maintenance should be there to prevent accidents. For example, let's say in a textile or manufacturing companies, okay, if they are using steam boilers, they should strictly follow this act. Okay. Next one, Environment Protection Act. Pollution of the purpose is that the purpose of this act is that protect workers and general public from pollution and hazardous material. Okay, as you know that there are a lot of incidents India and all over the world where the harmful chemicals are being disposed at the nearby lake, thereby causing pollution of water, and it is not safe for the people who are living in the neighborhood areas. So the key provisions in this act is that controls industrial pollution. It includes your air, water, noise, safe handling and disposal of toxic substances. Like we might have heard a lot of cases where medical waste are being dumped. It is being said, I don't know whether it is a rumor or whether it is really happening, are dumped in Indian oceans and all that. I'm not sure about it. Uh, uh, Forgive me if I'm telling it wrong. Okay, so this kind of what I mean to say is that if any kind of toxic waste is there, it should be disposed in a safe way. And also it require employee to reduce exposure to hazardous materials to the employees. Okay, for example, we can say if a factory is emitting fumes, okay, or noises, it must install control equipments like scrubbers, silencers or filters. It should not disturb the employees as well as the neighboring areas. Okay, now this is a small difference that I've given between your occupational health, safety and industrial hygiene. I'm not going to reread it because you can just go through it and you will understand it. It is very simple, but in a simple term, very simple term, I just want to say that basically you might think what is the difference. So just to clear out that occupational hazard, it keeps workers safe from accidents and injuries at work. Okay, sorry, I said occupational hazard. Occupational health and safety, its main role is to keep workers safe from accidents and injuries at work. Industrial hygiene, it protects workers from hidden dangers, okay, like chemicals, your noise or bad air that can affect their long-term health. So I just want to give a small example to understand the difference. That is, your occupational health safety makes sure workers don't get injured by a moving machine. Okay, so that is by they can place warning signs or any kind of guards, and training should be provided. Now, an example of industrial hygiene is that it makes sure that workers don't breathe harmful fumes from that machine. Okay, there is a moving machine. If you are placing safety caution, a board or something like that, that is your occupational health and safety. Industrial hygiene means if a harmful fume, chemical fume is coming from that machine, okay, you have to check the air quality and you have to check the exhaust fans, and masks should be provided in such cases. Okay, so that is the basic difference between OHS and industrial hygiene. I hope you understood. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share this channel. And if you want me to discuss any other topic also, let me know in the comment section. I'll surely include that topics in the video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for more videos like this. Thank you.